This is an extraordinary time because in no time in history has computer technology not only moved faster than Moore's law,
the GPT-5 level model of OpenAI during this winter. There have been a lot of very exciting AI news this week, so let's check them out one by one. But before we do that, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And now we're starting. OpenAI has increased its message limit for O1 model. If you haven't checked out my O1 video already, then you should give it a try after this video. But yeah, they're saying here that they have increased the rate limits for O1 mini by 7x. So it was, for O1 mini, it was 50 messages per week, yeah, before, but now it's gonna be 50 messages per day. So that's a huge increase. You're gonna get a lot more messages for O1 mini now. But for O1 preview, because it's more expensive, it only gets an increase from 30 messages to 50 messages per week. So yeah, if you wanted to try this model out more, you can now, because you have more messages. So definitely give it a try. Apparently, there was an interview with OpenAI, and from it, we got this Twitter post. So let's check it out. So, some interesting stuff here. So OpenAI O1 is named to represent a new level of AI capability. The counter is reset to 1. So there have been a lot of speculations why O1 is named the way it is. Like why O1? Like what does O mean and what does 1 mean? So there has been a lot of theories, but yeah, now we actually know that OpenAI just thinks that its new models are just a new paradigm, so they think that it would be appropriate to reset the counter to 1, apparently from this interview. So preview indicates that it's an early version of the full model. Like I have said in my full video about O1, we don't have a full version of the O1 model right now. OpenAI didn't release it. We only have a preview. And yeah, it's just an early checkpoint. So when the model undergoes training, it can actually be stopped before it is fully trained to give a checkpoint. And that checkpoint is actually what we have right now. So yeah, the full version is a lot of smarter. Mini means it's a smaller version of the O1 model, optimized for speed. So yeah, that's why it's a lot cheaper, and we got a lot more messages for it. So yeah, O actually means OpenAI. That's interesting. There has been a lot of speculations that O means Orion. If you don't know about Orion, then wait just a bit, we're gonna talk about that too. But it's basically a new OpenAI model that is speculated to come out this winter. It seems that O1 mini will be offered for free users in the future, so that's actually very nice. Also, O1 mini performs better in STEM tasks, but has limited world knowledge. So yeah, we could see from the benchmarks that O1 mini is performing better than O1 preview in some benchmarks. So that's actually very interesting. It seems it was trained on some different data, so it's actually a separate model. It actually also, and yeah, it excels especially in code-related tasks compared to O1 preview. So it's actually better to use O1 mini for coding, if you use it for that. And O1 mini can actually explore more thought chains compared to O1 preview. This post also says that larger input contexts are coming soon for O1 models. So yeah, O1 has very small context window right now, but it's planned to increase it in the future according to this post, to this interview with OpenAI. Yeah, O1 preview doesn't have tools yet, but that's actually planned in the future too. So it will be able to browse the web and interpret the code, kind of like artifacts maybe in Claude. So yeah, that's cool too. Users might eventually get control over thinking time and token limits in future versions. So this is actually very interesting, because imagine if you prompt a model to find a cure for diseases, and if you do that, then it's actually worth to let these models think for even hours, days, because the stake is so high. So yeah, that's actually very interesting. Because the more thinking time there is, the better they are at solving problems, high complex problems. So if you need to solve something very complex, then it's actually very useful, very interesting what we will be able to do with these models when we will be able to control their thinking time and how much they will improve if you let them think for hours, days about your problem. A bit more on the inference time and why it's beneficial now to let models think for hours, for days, or for even months, like I said. Why would that be a huge increase in its performance now? Because most of the LLMs before Strawberry, they actually gained almost all of their capabilities that they have from pre-training. It was the most important part, and yeah, like in this graph, we can see that the pre-training was almost the entirety of model's capabilities. It was getting the most of its capabilities from pre-training, and if inference almost didn't matter. So the more parameters the model had, the better it typically would perform. Now with Strawberry, actually the inference takes a lot more now of the model's performance, the impact on the model's performance. So this post actually says that you don't need a huge model now to perform reasoning. So the inference matters a lot more with the Strawberry model. So perhaps we will be able to see the increase of the emphasis on inference compute with AI models. Sam Altman, the CEO, the head of OpenAI, is teasing a new model. Here he says, "I love being home in the Midwest. The night sky is so beautiful, excited for winter constellations to rise soon. They're so great." And this is actually important because there was already a leak from Sam Altman in the summer where he teased the Strawberry model that we got right now. So yeah, here he said, "I love summer in the garden," and posted a picture of strawberries. And yeah, now we have Strawberry. And this can actually be a teasing of the new Orion model, because it has been confirmed that Orion is one of the most prominent constellations during the winter. So maybe that means that we can get Orion model, the GPT-5 level model of OpenAI, during this winter. So there have been a lot of speculations lately that the Moore's law is actually ending, that we're approaching the physics limit, and that the price for compute won't be getting smaller like it was before every year. So, but now there has actually come out a very interesting interview with Jensen Huang. In it he says that AI is designing new AI and is now advancing at the pace of Moore's law squared. So let's watch this video.
When unsupervised learning came along, which allowed us to use language models, to create language models which codify human prior knowledge, using that to now learn multimodal data, from that point forward, the scale was going to be exponential. For everybody here, this is an extraordinary time, because in no time in history has computer technology not only moved faster than Moore's law. I mean, Moore's law, for example, over the course of a decade would be about 100x. We are probably advancing at somewhere near 100.
That was our other neighbor in Hawaii, Gordon Moore.
Oh, is that right?
Great person, great leader,
great person. And so we're at a stage now. We're in an era now where we're moving way faster than Moore's law, and arguably easily Moore's law squared. And the reason for that, of course, is at every single layer, computers went from CPUs to GPUs, from human engineered software to machine learning software, and now this feedback loop that allows us to create new AIs, and these new AIs are helping us create new computer systems, and these new computer systems are advancing at such incredible rates, which allows us to create even better AI. That feedback, that flywheel is really flying now, and so I think the progress that you're going to have with agents over the next year or two is going to be spectacular.
So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this. If the AI is helping to design new chips already, could that mean that the singularity is starting? Right now, Google DeepMind has introduced a new AI audio overview feature to its Notebook LM, and apparently it lets you create podcasts about anything from your prompt. So let's check out an example of it.
You might be thinking potatoes, really? But I promise this is going to be way more interesting than it sounds. We've got some seriously cool sources for this one. Official Mr. Potato Head info. We're talking like the history of the toy itself. A whole bunch on potato biology, and even some stuff on the nightshade family, which, spoiler, has some seriously shady characters in it.
Yeah, we're going to peel back the layers on this one.
Oh, we are going to peel them back. So we were doing some reading about Mr. Potato Head. We found something that just blew our minds. Did you know that Mr. Potato Head was the first toy ever advertised on television?
No way.
Yeah, back in 1952, this little plastic spud was a pioneer. Hard to even imagine a world before toy commercials, all right? But Mr. Potato Head, he really kicked things off, and it got us thinking about, the OG potato, the real deal.
Well, and the real potato, it's a botanical marvel in its own right. Most people think it's a root, but it's actually a stem tuber. Yeah. So it's like an underground pantry for the plant, which is really cool. It stores all these nutrients, and that lets it survive even in some really difficult conditions.
Yeah, so that makes sense. That's why, you think about how potatoes grow, right? With all those little, what are those eyes they're called?
Yeah, the eyes. And those are actually buds, and they're placed very strategically in this spiral pattern.
It's like a staircase inside the potato.
It really is, yeah, like a little staircase. And each one of those buds.
I think this can be very useful to help understand stuff that you're having trouble with. Like, imagine creating a podcast about some difficult math subject. So yeah, make sure to give it a try on this website, notebooklm.google. But that's all I have for today, guys. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check out our Discord server. So yeah, see you in the next videos.